Dramatic music builds as the screen fades in from black. Eerie aerial shots of Pripyat. The camera glides over the decaying remnants of a once thriving city. The abandoned apartment blocks loom like silent sentinels, their broken windows resembling hollow eyes. The iconic Ferris wheel, now rusted and frozen in time, stands against the backdrop of a gray sky. Vegetation has reclaimed the streets, with trees piercing through concrete and vines enveloping buildings. Ambient sounds. The Geiger counter's clicks intensify, accompanied by the whispering wind weaving through the desolate structures. Occasional distant echoes suggest unseen movements. April 26, 1986, a date etched into the annals of nuclear history. The catastrophic failure of reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant unleashed a radiation cloud 400 times larger than the Hiroshima bomb. Immediate evacuations turned bustling cities into ghost towns overnight, birthing the 2,600 square kilometers exclusion zone. But what if the radiation did more than just displace humans? What if it reshaped life itself? Join us as we delve deep into the heart of Chernobyl, uncovering the terrifying creatures that science struggles to explain. Prepare to confront the unseen horrors lurking within the shadows of the exclusion zone. Radiation is a formidable force, capable of penetrating cellular structures and altering genetic codes. At high doses, it can cause immediate cell death. At lower doses, it induces mutations. In the aftermath of the Chernobyl disaster, flora and fauna were exposed to radiation levels upwards of 15,000 microsieverts per hour, far exceeding the normal background radiation of 0.2 microsieverts per hour. Initial studies observed anomalies, a 50% increase in genetic mutations among local wildlife within the first 5 years. Birds exhibited albinism. Rodents showed increased levels of cataracts and tumors. Yet, beyond documented mutations, there were whispers among the liquidators, the 600,000 men and women tasked with containment and cleanup. Reports emerged of shadowy figures darting between the trees, and unearthly howls echoing during the dead of night. In nearby villages like Polisk, elders spoke of the Mavka, forest spirits from Slavic mythology. However, post-disaster, the legends evolved. Stories circulated of grotesque beings, neither man nor beast, sighted at the peripheries. Were these mere superstitions, or did they hint at a darker reality spawned from radiation's embrace? Enter the stalkers, individuals who, drawn by curiosity or profit, infiltrate the exclusion zone illegally. Armed with makeshift gear and a disregard for the rules, they tread where few dare. A seasoned group ventured into the Red Forest, one of the most contaminated areas, named so after the pine trees turned reddish-brown from absorbing radiation. As they traversed the irradiated terrain, their Geiger counters spiked unpredictably. Suddenly, they sensed it, the primal feeling of being hunted. Emerging from the mist, they saw creatures, wolves with distorted features, enlarged jaws, and asymmetric eyes glowing unnaturally. These were not ordinary wolves. They exhibited behaviors and physical traits inconsistent with known biology. Panic ensued. The stalkers sprinted back, but the forest seemed labyrinthine. Upon escaping, they suffered acute radiation sickness, despite their protective gear indicating safe levels. Psychologically, they were plagued by nightmares and hallucinations, suggesting a possible neurological effect induced by a new, unknown factor. In the days leading up to the disaster, some workers reported sightings of a mysterious creature dubbed the Blackbird of Chernobyl. Described as a large, dark figure with wings spanning over 15 feet and eyes that glowed red. These accounts eerily mirror the legends of the Mothman, sighted in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, before the Silver Bridge collapse in 1967. In recent years, scientists from the Chernobyl Radiation and Ecological Biosphere Reserve have reported encounters with similar entities. Dr. Elena Nyazev, a radiobiologist with 20 years of experience, recounted seeing a humanoid figure with wings hovering near Reactor 4 during a full moon. Could these sightings be attributed to radiation-induced hallucinations affecting the temporal lobe? Or are they manifestations of collective trauma? Alternatively, biologists propose the possibility of avian mutations. Species such as the black stork, known to inhabit the area, exhibiting gigantism due to hormonal disruptions. Several expeditions, equipped with advanced detection equipment, reported encounters with mole-men, humanoid entities with translucent skin, lacking pigmentation, and large, light-sensitive eyes. Their limbs appeared elongated, with fingers twice the length of a human's. Auditory specialists detected infrasound frequencies emanating from deep within the tunnels, potentially used by these creatures for communication or echolocation. Viktor Petrov, a seasoned spelunker with over 50 subterranean expeditions globally, shared his harrowing experience. We felt a presence, a low-frequency hum that resonated in our bones. Suddenly, something grasped Yuri's leg. It was cold and strong. We barely made it out, leaving equipment worth thousands behind. Analysis of his damaged suit revealed unknown organic compounds, resistant to standard testing protocols. Mysterious calls. Fishermen along the Dnieper River, which flows near the exclusion zone, have reported haunting melodies echoing over the water after dusk. These songs possess an otherworldly quality, with harmonics that defy conventional acoustic patterns. Between 1990 and 2010, 14 individuals vanished without a trace along this stretch of the river. Eyewitnesses describe ethereal figures appearing as luminous silhouettes. Upon closer inspection, these sirens reveal aquatic features, gills, webbed fingers, and scales reflecting iridescent hues. Some speculate these beings are the result of mutations in Dnieper's aquatic fauna, such as the European sturgeon, known to reach lengths of over 5 meters and now exhibiting anomalous behaviors. Acoustic engineers attempted to record the melodies using high-fidelity equipment. Strangely, all devices malfunctioned, with SSDs corrupted and analog tapes erased. An analysis revealed exposure to an electromagnetic field of unknown origin. Psychologists argue that prolonged exposure to high-stress environments can lead to pareidolia, the tendency to perceive meaningful patterns, such as faces or figures, where none exist. Dr. Sergei Ivanov, a neuropsychiatrist, notes that radiation can affect the central nervous system, causing hallucinations and cognitive impairments. Biologists have documented over 200 species in the exclusion zone exhibiting mutations. However, most are subtle changes, albinism in barn swallows, or increased radioresistance in certain bacteria like Deinococcus radiodurans. Contrastingly, paranormal investigators suggest that Chernobyl acts as a nexus for interdimensional phenomena. The immense energy released could have weakened the veil between realities, allowing entities from parallel dimensions to seep through. The crux of the matter lies in empirical evidence versus anecdotal accounts. While science demands replicable results, the phenomena of Chernobyl's creatures elude conventional methodologies. Is it hubris to dismiss these encounters, or folly to accept them without question? In 2017, documents surfaced suggesting that the Soviet government conducted experiments involving radiation exposure on biological subjects as part of Project Chernobyl, named after the Slavic god of darkness. These experiments aimed to create organisms capable of surviving nuclear warfare, possibly even to weaponize radiation-induced traits. Alexei Morozov, a former KGB operative, alleges that secret laboratories exist beneath Reactor 4, shielded by lead and concrete, where experiments continue to this day. He recounts transporting live cargo, animals and possibly humans, into these facilities. Government agencies vehemently deny these claims. Official statements cite a commitment to transparency and scientific investigation. However, patterns of restricted access and military presence within civilian zones fuel speculation. A multidisciplinary team assembles. Dr. Maria Kuznetsov, a radiation biologist, Leonid Sokolov, a paranormal researcher with 15 years of field experience, and Ivan Kovalchuk, a former Spetsnaz operative turned survivalist. They prepare state-of-the-art gear, dosimeters capable of measuring up to 10 sieverts, thermal imaging cameras, and shielding suits lined with boron-infused fibers for enhanced protection. The objective: penetrate deeper into the exclusion zone than any civilian team before, particularly targeting hotspots, where anomalies are reported most frequently. Almost immediately, they encounter anomalous readings. Magnetic compasses spin erratically, GPS devices lose signal despite clear skies. Drones capture fleeting images of distorted silhouettes that defy physics, moving at speeds exceeding 80 km per hour, leaving trails of ionizing radiation. The creature emits a subsonic vibrations causing disorientation. Ivan's military training kicks in. He deploys a flare, momentarily stunning the entity. The team records crucial data before making a harrowing escape, navigating through a forest that seems to shift and change, indicative of potential geomagnetic anomalies or intense psychological stress. Back in safety, the data is analyzed. Spectrographic analysis of the recordings reveals elements not found on the periodic table. The team's experiences challenge the boundaries of current scientific understanding. Dr. Kuznetsov reflects, "We stand at the precipice of a new frontier, where physics meets the inexplicable." Chernobyl is a testament to mankind's hubris and the resilience and unpredictability of nature. Perhaps, some places are meant to remain untouched, nature's reclamation zones, where the consequences of human actions manifest in unforeseen ways. The exclusion zone is a living laboratory, but one that warns us as much as it intrigues. We are left with more questions than answers. Are these creatures the result of radiation, quantum anomalies, or something beyond our comprehension? We invite you, our expert viewers, to weigh in. Share your theories, analyze the data we've presented, and join the discussion. Together, perhaps we can unravel the mysteries shrouded in Chernobyl's shadows.